Smile is sticking to quarantine. Smile without teeth only.
Is that how it works?
Wrinkles, so I have to smile.
There's so many smile wrinkles. Especially like when with my face shaved, you can see how like old I look.
That's why I don't smile, so I don't get wrinkles. Is that the thing?
Maybe.
Years ago, I thought if I smiled and did this while I did it, it would counteract it. So I'd be in public laughing like this. But I really thought it was true. And it worked.
Well,
Yes.
Well, it appears
You just got that hooded eyelid.
though we're there.
Deep crevice.
As I do all this, I just got a cramp trying to straighten out my shoulder.
Live?
We're live.
Your life.
My life. Yes. Too real.
Don't try to straighten out your life. It's too hard on the body.
He's having life cramps.
It's tough being this old. Hey, everybody. We are at our weekly Sassy Hour during quarantine time, trying to make the most and keep as sane as possible. So we're going to go around the horn and say hello to everybody and tell us who you are, what you do, and what you're drinking. So I'm Thomas from Let's Talk About Gay Stuff. And we talk about gay stuff, and I'm drinking, I'm going to get it right this time, vodka water. And I got to squeeze some limes in there, so it's really yummy. Vodka. And if you haven't noticed, hey Sammy's online. If you haven't noticed, I got a little haircut there because Spencer cut his hair last week and dared me to do the same, and so here I am.
No hair.
Well, what do you think about it? Do you like it?
I like it better now. If you would have asked me a couple days ago, I was like, I don't like it. But it's good. It's good for
You hated us yesterday ago, and you were so sad.
Yeah. It's cool. And the words of Demi Lovato, it's cool for the summer. Hey, Dusty. All right, let's go around the horn. Christopho, tell us. I'm gonna point. I'm gonna get the. I used to have the points right.
The featured guest star that's always on the thing on Our Spoopy Podcast. So this week, I am actually still drinking from the same winery, the Finca El Origin. Can you see it?
Oh my God!
But I'm drinking the Malbec, but it's a nicer one. So instead of the $10 bottle, I went with the $19 bottle.
Oh,
damn! That's kicking in for you, Chris.
I know. It's the Grand Reserva. So I haven't tried it before, so I'm going to see how it. This is going to be my
Someone's 401k wasn't devastated.
wow.
quite smooth.
He's like, what economic term? I ain't feeling it.
Just kidding.
Chris, you're getting a cheer. You're getting a cheers from Sam, who says he's having Sauvignon Blanc. So
yes, cheers, Dusty.
no, that's Sam. Sammy.
Oh, Sam, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Dusty, sorry. Yeah. Cheers to Dusty too, but cheers, Sam.
Well, Dusty.
Sam might be Dusty.
You know, Dusty is drinking wine, so that's.
I know.
That's no lie.
I just immediately paired it with wine, you know.
What about you, Tony? Say hi.
Hey, everybody. I'm actually lame this week. I was craving a Smoothie King, so I just went and got a Smoothie King before we started this. So I'm gonna have that before I start my brewskis.
Alcohol?
Yeah, but if there's tequila in it, it's a margarita.
Oh, that's a good. Maybe I should do that. Get
Mama's having her smoothie again.
I was gonna say Irish that thing up.
Make it a daiquiri.
I could put Irish whiskey in it. It's like a mocha.
Yeah.
It's a mocha smoothie, so I could put some Irish whiskey.
Hey, let's go.
Do it. Go.
Go.
I'd say you were saving calories, but those smoothies don't save calories.
That's 700 calories exactly. I'm like, fuck.
Don't.
Oh my God.
He knows exactly how many calories in it.
That's a small.
Exactly. Well, it's on the menu, and I'm like, but.
What about you?
It's okay. I don't mind being fat and sassy.
What about you, Kendall?
Kendall.
Well, I've gotten wine fat in the last week, so no more box wine for me. I'm doing Mio, flip it, tip it, and sip it.
All right.
A nice kidney infection color. It comes out looking this color too.
Oh, nice.
It makes you.
What is it? Just like an iced tea or something, or like a?
It's black cherry water flavor drink. Yeah. It makes me very makes me forget things,
Oh,
makes me black out. So it's basically alcohol.
I would have actually rather stuck with alcohol in that case.
Yeah, but I forget to eat on this thing, so I lose weight. So it's win-win for everybody. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Win-win for everybody.
What about that's like your household now? It's win-win. Well, you guys were supposed to get married this weekend, but this past weekend. But hey.
Oh, thanks. Not even wine again. My name's Stature. His name is Win. So we're just gonna go with Sin because we've been living in sin.
I like
so,
that.
you know.
Are y'all changing your names, Kendall?
Yeah, he's going to go by Kendall. Stature, I'm going to go by Win-Win.
Oh, nice.
So dumb.
Or he'll go by my middle name, Earl, because I've been trying to get rid of that name for my life.
Your middle name is Earl?
Yes. Don't say Early Girl, because I've already heard it from my own family.
Oh my god. You can sense the trauma out of him.
I know. But Mama meant well.
She loves you, Kendall.
Yeah, she meant well.
So what about you, Spence?
From Our Spoopy Podcast, the spookiest place on the internet. Sitting here drinking vodka with water, and I'm drinking Mio too, but mine's the blue one.
You got vodka in it?
Blue.
Oh, yeah. Mixing it up, burn it down.
The only people drinking.
Sip it, flip it, and tip it. You know.
Is that one of Mommy's smoothies too?
Yeah. You guys, y'all are talking about all these diets and whatnot, but I cannot seem to. The weight is finding me. It's the COVID-15 that I'm getting because Spence keeps baking cookies, and then we had a special delivery of cookies.
Keep asking for them.
True. Admittedly, not to give you guys too much of the secrets, but it's a good way to distract Spence since he gets a little stir crazy, and so it's like, why don't we bake some cookies?
What does Spence do when he gets stir crazy?
Cry.
I didn't want to answer that.
But okay. But you were stir crazy before this pandemic.
No, there's multiple reasons.
Oh, okay.
It's just my go-to reaction.
I was going to say, I think it was just like a normal, just like...
I love that.
Chris, for what it's worth, Dusty's saying he's drinking Malbec too, so y'all are in same spirits there.
Cheers again. Cheers to the actual right person this time, Dusty.
Lots
Still
of
cheers. Cheers.
Tony, have you sauced that drink up yet?
No, I got the medium size. It's like 32 ounces.
What else is going on this week?
Oh, Sauce did that. I thought you said stopped it up. I was like, no. I have not.
Sauce. You guys do anything interesting this week?
We're not allowed to stay. It's illegal. Within the four walls of this house? No. It's just one big blur. I felt like this all started yesterday. It was one long, continuous day.
It is hard for me to believe. This is, I think, week 7 of us working from home, and I'm like, it's hard if it's week 7. God.
Yeah. For real.
I'm a terrible worker from home, too. I'm on my phone playing music and making dog bits.
Dog outfits for humans, those are just normal outfits.
Morky and I trade clothes. We trade blouses. Anything that can distract me. I'll do a lap around the house, and I hate walking.
My God.
It's been awful.
Speaking of dogs, I don't want to jinx it, but we loaded up Kennedy with some good dosage of baked bones, and he's fairly quiet. So we'll just hope that all goes well.
He already had his baked bones today.
Yeah, so he's laid out. So kudos to the Baked Bones guys, the Baked Bones boys for that sounds like a dirty movie actually, but yeah,
boys,
the Baked Bones boys. So
I love that.
I like to baste my bones.
oh my god.
What I did exciting this week. Oh, my face is shaved. My face is shaved because Dixie finally went back and got all her drag stuff that got stolen out of her car or a car 3 months ago. So I finally went and got drag stuff. It's not necessarily the best stuff, but that's why I shaved my face and I did drag. If you guys want to check it out, go to Dixie Rec on Instagram.
I saw it. Look cute.
That name is never
But
going to
Chris, will you spell it? Because no one's going to find it. Otherwise.
DIXIEWREKT.
Space. DIXIE.
Oh,
space.
I kept searching.
Well, that's also the @ as well. So at DIXIEWREKT.
I kept searching DICKSERECT, but I wasn't finding it. I was like, this is weird, but I like it.
You found a
The
lot of
literal
things, though.
spelling.
He liked what he stumbled upon.
Nice.
Like, wow, Chris, love it.
Nice. So, for our Sassy Hour, I figured we'd play a game, and we got a little guest that we'll bring on in a little bit. But before that, I mean, as you guys have heard over late last week, there's a cure to coronavirus, right?
Yeah, obviously.
It's just a little bit
Drink
of
bleach.
Bleach.
little disinfectant.
That'll get rid of anything.
Please.
Yes. So Spence was going to show us how to make one
It's
of
not just
these
for your anus anymore.
these remedy drinks that basically can cure us all.
Yes. Let me first say hi to my mom. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
Watching us.
Oh no.
I'm going to make a Tide Pod.
Yay!
So first, we'll need some things. We're going to need some Midori. Blue Curacao. And coconut milk. That's a layered drink.
Coconut milk?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's super easy to make, though. Let me scoot back so you can see everything. And maybe my face? Maybe my face?
We got to take. He's taking. Hey, for the record, he's taking notes because remember last week he got red for not showing his face on the screen during the lip sync challenge. So it's good on Spence to be taking the notes and the coaching. Way to go, Spence.
Oh, we ended up both getting sent home.
Well, I was better anyway. So.
Okay.
So first we'll start with Midori. Well, actually, we'll grab the Tide Pod. I don't have the Tide Pod, but you grab a Tide Pod and you just crack it in a shot glass. Done. No? Okay. So you'll start with Midori. Bottom layer.
The best layer.
Oh, babe, can you pull your screen down a bit so we can see that? There we go.
Yeah. And put your face on the
first
counter.
layer. First layer. And then we do blue curacao. Oh, no, we don't do blue curacao. We do the coconut milk next.
Did you get sweetened coconut milk or like flavored coconut milk or
No, just regular.
like from a can or from like the thing?
This is CDC approved, by the way.
Oh, okay, good. CDC approved Tide Pod.
Do you find the coconuts lactate less when they're stressed during this pandemic?
Yes, but if you play Mozart while you milk them, it's probably fine.
Like humans got it.
We'll pour in just a bit of coconut milk. And it's advisable to make a mess while you do this. So just pour it all over the counter.
Love that.
And then we just finish with the blue curacao. Again, we want the spoon to help to layer. And it'll sink through the coconut milk.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have a Tide Pod. You can see all the layers.
Oh, that's cute.
How does it taste, Spencer?
Great.
I think you're lying to me.
Like something from the eagle.
Tide chug.
Yeah.
Mazel tov.
Delicious.
Creamy.
Oh, cheers to that.
You know, a millennial loves a Tide Pod. So there you go. So this is a Tide Pod that actually won't kill you.
It's not millennials. The Gen Zs were the ones doing it. Okay.
Oh, gotcha. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I said we had a guest, and because we're talking about drinking and Tide Pods, and so I'm sure there are days that she wants to do this, I have invited my sister to join us on our podcast, and so I'm going to bring her on right now. My sister, we've talked about her on the podcast before, but she's also the one who has graced us with these nice cups that's not in the camera, that we have for Let's Talk About Gay Stuff, and we have for Our Spoopy Podcast, and so we are bringing her online shortly. I hear the background noise. Was she at a doctor's office?
She's like, I'm too busy.
It's Vince's office phone.
Oh, I was like, what's going on?
In our makeshift office.
Who has that?
Should I put him on the line?
Yes. Like, hey Ver, how are you?
Hey, Veronica.
I got it. I'm like,
What are you doing?
Were you panicking?
How are you? No, maybe. How is everybody?
Good.
Great. Welcome.
What's going on?
This quarantine is looking great on you, Veronica. You look
I
awesome.
know, you're looking fresh and fabulous.
I know.
Fighting.
You're like, oh, this old mess. I just couldn't even throw myself together.
My fan person couldn't come in to do the same.
From outside with the window open.
So, how's everything going for you, Veronica? Good?
Good. Just with the kids, they drive me nuts. I'm amped for school to start next year.
Everybody I know with kids says that. They're like,
It's like they refuse to want to learn from mom. It's like you don't know anything, but and then with his brother, you just beat the crap out of each other all day. I'm like,
Oh boy. Okay, I know y'all. Tell me what a typical school session is when you're the teacher, Veronica.
be honest.
So it's like, okay, Dylan, we're gonna do your homework, and he's like, I don't want to do homework, and I tell him, yeah, we're gonna do some homework. We're gonna do some reading. Okay, let's read. I hate reading. Why do I have to read? You read it for me. You read it for me. You do all the reading. You do all the reading.
And this is like 1 minute into class.
Exactly. And then about 20 minutes in, I finally get him to be like getting it together, and he'll like stand out where he can. He's like, I don't know, it's wise. It's wise. I'm like, there's not even W there. And then there it is. And then I have to, I'm so sorry. And then I give him a hug. I didn't mean to get mad. It's okay. It's no big deal. And then we get past it.
And he's 5 or 6.
Maybe like 3 times. Maybe.
Oh my God.
He's 5, right?
He's 6, yeah, in kinder. And so like last week we had to write 2 persuasive texts for a 6-year-old. I'm like, he's gonna persuade somebody to like what favorite cereal he has and what favorite, and I'm like, that's a lot, isn't it?
That's advanced.
Right? I'm like, you're not in GT. What are we doing all this for?
This is too much.
Exactly.
And Nico's 4.
Nico's 4. I think, God, I don't have to do anything with him. He sits down, I print out extra stuff for him that he's doing so he can participate, but it's just like, he gets kind of sad. Nico loves school. I think I'll have a good time, like, doing stuff with him. Dylan just refuses to do stuff.
I wonder where he got that from.
I know. I tell mom that all the time. I'm like, oh my God, like, that's me. Like, on crack, like so much worse. So yeah. So that's why I'm always in his corner. Like, come on, guys, you guys just don't understand.
Please, guys.
It's not difficult. I promise.
But what about your 18-year-old senior, right?
Yeah,
Is that sad? Like, what's going on?
He's bummed because more about graduation than prom. So of course he didn't have prom, and then Actually, he told me him and his girlfriend just broke up. So
they did.
still, yeah.
Breaking news.
So, but they
That's
were
sad.
a prom. Huh?
I said breaking news. That's sad.
Yeah, that just happened like 2 days ago. So he's kind of bummed, but with him going to college, I think it was like something that they were expecting was going to happen.
Yeah, it needed to happen.
So, but I think he's more bummed about graduation. And I'm such a bitch that I was like, dude, like, not to be mean, but at least we don't have to sit through like 3 hours of your graduation. And he was like, wow, Mom, I've been looking forward to this for like all my life. And I'm like, that much to you? I'm like, oh.
Are y'all gonna have him dress up and like come down the stairs and take pictures? And,
totally.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on, so they've sent out an email that they're supposed to do a whole graduation in July at whatever location, but they're still planning to do a ceremony as long as, you know, everything opens up. But if they don't, then we would do something here at the house. And because we're going to get the cap and gown and everything. So might as well. I said, if not, I got like 8 of them. So he keeps all his cap and gown.
Well, now y'all have to do a stay-at-home prom, and you're the only female, and you have to be a date. Is that awkward?
No, well, because he was telling me this actually today. He goes, oh, man, our backyard's not big enough for, like, the whole senior class. So, you know, maybe just, like, 100 kids would be cool if they could just come over and have, like, a mini prom in the backyard. And I was like, what? Like, about that one. I'm sure their parents going to be okay with social distancing. So, I don't know.
But you're thinking about it, I can tell.
Oh, you know I am.
I know.
You know?
But your hubby's a doctor, so how has he enjoyed sleeping in the van outside?
Well, he actually hasn't been in contact with anybody. Like, they were going to have a whole Corona team, and he was going to have to go and stay in and be in the whole suit and the whole getup. We didn't get as many cases or whatever at his hospital, so they camped, and he never really was in contact with anybody. So he actually had the most days off ever during this time.
Oh, nice.
So who drives you more crazy, Rudy or the kids?
I think I have to say my kid. Maybe
That was singular.
Yeah, it's a close tie. If I only had one little one, it'd totally be Rudy. But since they have both of them and they just wake up fighting, it's just like, no, you guys
are getting my sister in trouble now, saying things like that.
Well, I have an innocent question that won't get her in trouble. If you could send one kid away to grandma until this is over, which one would it be?
He's like, Rudy.
She would send herself away.
only one to grandma.
It's actually an
wow. Do I have to answer?
No, I'm kidding.
He's like, I plead the fifth.
We'll just make our own assumptions.
I'm like, you know what? I would just say Nico only because it would be so much easier to do homework with Dylan. Because Nico wants to be in it. So he's like, then they start pushing each other, and I'm like, Nico, just go over there. And so that's the only reason. Like, I'm like, can no one take this kid upstairs? Really? And then I
I love it.
I didn't think you'd answer that, and this is now recorded online forever. For Nico's graduation, we'll pull this
I
out.
think that I had a safe answer where I'm still a good mom.
And
you know what I really want to do?
That was a good mom answer.
I really want to like just get some popcorn and sit in the corner of your house and watch like one day of quarantine. Just like let's see what goes on in this house.
She's thinking if you're gonna come over, you're definitely gonna babysit the kids and not just sit there.
Like, okay, me and Rudy are gonna go to the grocery store for a little bit.
Exciting. All right. Well, go ahead.
Wait, I have the most important question. You and Thomas are both from San Antonio. Grew up in the 90s. Who misses Selena more?
It's different on everyone's screen, but I'm doing this.
I may say my brother.
I don't know.
Well, because I was going to say another way to phrase that is, how many times have you cried over Selena versus how many times has Thomas?
Oh, I probably cry every time I see that video and she waves at the end when she's doing couples and then she does this. And I'm like, oh my God, that was like her last time doing her concert. And then I cry. And I do a concert all the time. But I have to suppress my Selena fanness over here because everyone's like, all right, she did.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
Fuck them, okay?
No.
But Dylan's birthday is March 31st, and I picked that so that we can celebrate death and life at the same time.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, like Dia de los Muertos.
Oh my. All right, Ver, before we get into too much.
Does anyone have a question for her?
No, I just love the fact that you asked the question, which one could you send to Grandma? Because I'm going to ask that to my sister, because she has nephews, or I have two little nephews, and I'm sure that she's getting bothered with Grandma. So
Mine are playing at the water park right now, so they're having a good time at that
there you go.
San Antonio water park. The sprinklers outside.
That's the water park. Man, you can slip and slide and say that's the water park.
That's luxury.
You want a different zone? Okay.
I was wondering. I was like, it's so quiet over there.
Yeah, once that zone runs out, they're gonna come. Mom, it's your off.
The park closed.
Everything.
That was our water park when we were growing up.
Right?
And there was always a fire ant bed in the water park. I feel like
Oh my God,
Louisiana.
the worst.
All right. Well, Vert, we brought you on to play a game with us, if you don't mind. But I would ask, what are you drinking? Are you drinking anything? Are you having a beverage or?
Oh, yes.
So, I sent my 18-year-old to the store. He cannot buy alcohol. So the only alcohol I had was Angry Orchard. I'm drinking Angry Orchard.
All right. Very good.
Yes, a classy lady. I love it.
And I put it in a cup. So.
We're sporting. I'm sporting.
It's a titanium cup in case you throw
I like that cup right there. But this cup totally backfired. I got some Mia's margaritas, and I was like, all right, it like waters down, and you can like drink all the alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it keeps it so cold that it stays with ice, and then I got sad, and I was like, I didn't like the cup that good.
And then it's like days of drinking.
So it's like doing a shot, basically.
Yeah, I had to eat it with a spoon.
No.
Get your nourishment, baby.
All right. Well, sounds good. All right. So let's. You guys all have a Sassy Hour quarantine bingo card. So we're gonna play quarantine bingo to see what have you done during quarantine or not done. And so the way this works is you guys got a card. They're all different. And so the way to win is you got to get an X across diagonally both ways to win. Does that make sense? Versus trying to fill out the whole cards or trying to do one row or whatever. So
an X.
An X, yeah. An X. Yep. Sound good?
Sounds good.
So if we mark it out, do we have to explain ourselves?
Yeah, I mean, if you do have a good story, feel free to share it with us, and we'll indulge because I mean it is intended to be fun. I stole these randomly from a couple of different quarantine cards out there, and then on my own because I knew some of us could based on the stories we've exchanged thus far.
Wait, do you have to get the 4x4X?
What's that?
You have to get the 4x4X?
A 4x4X, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I lost already.
All right.
It's about a workout on one of my Xboxes.
So don't you go biking?
So the first one is worn a mask in public. So if you've worn a mask in public, mark that one, shade that one out.
Yes, proudly.
Any suspect or ours? Did anyone make their own yet?
I can't put it on these things.
I didn't make my own. I got mine from my drag designer, Yahira the Hill, at My Dream Creations. I just give him a little plug there because she made me little rainbow masks, which are adorable.
Oh, those are cute.
That's cute.
Cute.
Mine's
Too
very
small, though.
What?
Yours are too small.
Yeah, it's a little small, but it still works for what it needs to do.
It sucks when they're too small. Brandon.
Yeah. It just like cuts a little too low.
Oh, I guess my face is too fat for the one she made me. It's for little bitty faces, and so it like snaps off my ears. So I'm like walking, and then so then I just walk around like this with half of it on my face.
There was a GIF going around recently, or a meme of it was Evander Holyfield, and then with just his mask falling down, because if you know Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson bit his ear off, and so it was just like, thanks, Mike Tyson. And so of course,
just hanging down.
The highbrow Europeans have one of Van Gogh, and so, or is it Van Gogh with the one ear? So it's just like they have the mask falling down. So,
yeah.
But yes.
My mother-in-law made the whole family. She's very sweet, and she dropped them off, and she said, "Here, Ben, here's your little mask. And here, Tom, here's your little mask," and gave everyone. She's like, "Here, Kendall, here's your my big head." I was like, "Is that a hammock?" You just repurposed a hammock for my face. But thankfully, it was loose and it hung down. She said, "Oh, it wasn't as big as I thought." But she wasn't trying to be rude, which was sweet. And Ben was in the background going, "It's because he has a big head." So it's been a hard pandemic.
Yes.
I can't escape the big head jokes.
You're getting everyone that's watching a little. I think this is becoming a little bit too. We're talking about being too small and big heads, and then not fitting, and folks are getting a little racy online. So watch yourselves, ladies.
Oh
my God!
Hey, if Kathy's mind goes there,
she hasn't said anything.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And she's still watching, so watch her mouth.
All right.
Hey, I was defending her.
Next one is E, order takeout.
Yes, I picked it up. Does that matter?
Any good takeouts that you guys have done, or want to plug a small business that's done that treated you guys nicely?
Chris, do you want to talk about Max's Blind Dive one more time?
Shut the fuck up.
Let's not, please. I went to Chipotle this week, and there was not a worker with a mask or a glove on, or people in line. Even though the signs on the door said takeout or delivery only, there was a line inside, including me. But I'm pick it up.
Well, I have a
being
story.
so hard on them, Kendall. God, they're just trying to make a living.
For guys. At the beginning of April, Savannah was like, "Oh, I'm like supporting local businesses," and like we were deciding that we were going to like order from only places that weren't like big chain restaurants. And collectively, I think both of us spent like over $1,500 in 1 month to take out. So we supported our local businesses, but we might have gotten a little bit too busy.
Shit. That's a lot of support.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a lot of support.
Chris is like spending that quarantine money.
That's what Savannah got her credit card bill and was like, let's go grocery shopping.
Let's just have some chicken.
You know,
Exactly.
You know, Kendall, you talk about waiting in line. Spence and I went to McDonald's yesterday because we did our exciting venture was we took a drive around Loop 610 because there's nothing else to do. So I was like, let's get in the car. Of course, we're playing music and cruising around 610. Maybe Veronica, you'll know this, but I'm like, back in the day, that's how you entertained yourself. You would get in your car and go for a ride cruising.
It's called going cruising.
Oh yeah.
Because you didn't have these
all the time.
Yeah. So we did that, and he was like, "I'm unfamiliar." So, but anyways, at the end of it, we stopped at McDonald's, and yeah, I was worried about like there's a long line. We went through the drive-through, but yeah, they're wearing gloves, but I doubt they change their gloves after every transaction. So yeah, all sorts of germs are being spread. But hey, whatever. It's we're good.
It's worth the thing. Chicken nuggets.
I thought that cruising had kind of gone away once gas prices went back up, but now gas prices are back low again. So I guess you can just go.
That's what everybody does.
Yeah.
Go driving. That's what I did in college. Like at the beginning of college, I would just get in my car and drive whenever I felt stressed out or whatever. So
Tony was cruising in college in the library.
Thank you, Kendall. Exactly. No gas money needed.
Wait, I had a better older joke. It was Tony cruised all the way from the old world to the new world in 1492. Was that when they discovered America?
No.
Close.
Oh, look what it is. The student
Hey,
side
Dylan.
straight from the water park.
We're getting a tour.
How's the water park?
How's the water?
Good.
Good.
Hi.
Okay, play with that. And then I'll be there in a second.
Doing mommy duties. Thank you.
He'll have to sign a
go
release
play
waiver
with
now.
Yes. Right. Child labor laws now. All right. So we did one. All right. Let's do the next one. H yelled at the TV. Anyone yelled at the TV?
Every day.
Nope.
No.
Mine typically has to do with Drag Race, so.
I figured.
Shut up, Tony.
Well,
I'm sure I have.
I was listening to a radio talk show, and like a 80-year-old man called in. He's like, "Yeah, my 82-inch TV is not functioning anymore. My wife rather won't let me watch TV because I threw my dinner plate. I was eating dinner or watching TV and threw the dinner plate at the TV." And he's like, "So now we don't have a TV." So yeah. So it's like,
It was a cry for help.
yes.
For real.
And we may or may not have yelled at the house at the TV, whether it be a press conference or a Drag Race. That's in this household. So
We yell at the TV every day.
Well, you'd be yelling too if your 82 inches didn't work anymore.
hello. Wow. All right. I told you guys to keep it clean, and look what's happening. All right.
Well, TVs are
They
expensive.
can't. It's annoying. Kidding.
All right. Let's go. Next one. O. Is that O? Yeah, that's an O. Talk to a stranger about social distancing.
No.
No.
Hey,
No.
wait, where is that? You said O?
Oh, yeah.
Let me know if this counts. Because if not, then it won't. So yesterday when I went to the grocery store, I saw this lady, and like we both had our face masks on, and we were at like the veggie area, and like they'd taken a bag off, and like I haven't tried because like normally whenever I'm like trying to open my bag, I like lick my thumb a little bit and then like go like this. But with masks on, you can't do that, and being in the grocery store, also you shouldn't do that. So I was like touching wet veggies and like veggies that I was taking. So they was like touching. So I was telling her that I was eating like the water from the bag. So I told her that, and she was like, "That was so smart because you could see me struggling." I'm like, "Yeah, from 6 feet away," and she laughed and we walked away. So.
And you said, "Don't ever speak to me again, even after this is over."
Don't talk to me. I saw her like 3 more times in the store, and I like smiled at her and realized that she couldn't see me.
She was sounds like she was cruising.
It was so awkward. It's like, oh, you can't see that. It's fine.
Just hanging around the cucumbers, striking up.
Hey, she's like, "Why do you need 80 cucumbers, sir? Why are you hoarding the cucumbers?"
She's like, "I'm a widow. Save some for the rest of us."
Just go bad so quickly.
Got a free she'll have a pickle in 4 days.
Oh my god.
Like, me too.
Veronica, you don't know what you signed up
Dude,
for.
that's how long it takes you.
All right, let's go.
This is madness.
Next one. All right. H had trouble logging on to Zoom. I think everyone can check that box because
All of us. First week of it, yeah.
I have never.
I know this Sassy Hour.
Well, Chris, by the time you logged on, we had fixed it all.
I know, you guys had already finished the happy hour by the time I logged in.
Hey.
Hey.
And I know Veronica and I had a tragic event when we Zoomed with our hi Nico with our parents. That was an event that should not be repeated. It took about an hour to get my dad on the Zoom, and he never was
this
on.
was the vantage point the whole time. It looked like this.
Wait,
Like
let's see.
me, like me.
Oh.
Tony. Straight up to the sky.
Tony slinks down 6 inches every 15 minutes, I feel like, from that
Wait,
couch.
what'd you say?
Every time I look at you, you're like 6 inches down further.
All right, the next one.
I just move it all over. I do it from my phone, like all over the place.
How about binge watched a show, a new show. It doesn't have to be like just come out, but a show.
Yes.
I think
Kendall made us.
Yeah, we all watched Tiger
Yeah,
King.
Kendall made all of us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Tiger King cat, right?
Yeah.
I have a new one I'm getting into.
Did you see it, Veronica? Did you see Tiger King?
I did.
What do you think?
Isn't it amazing?
I do think Carol Baskin killed her husband, yes. But
Absolutely.
I think
Clean oil.
he was not so innocent, so I don't understand what the big deal is.
Yeah. What's the big deal?
None of the main characters were innocent. I think the victims here are the animals and staff.
Oh, yeah.
Period.
No, totally. I was like, wait. I thought this was going to be fun.
Yeah. This is kind of sad.
The victim is everyone who can't be fake husbands with that toothless guy because he was off the market.
I know.
Fair.
He's actually cute. He has beautiful dentures, and I'm not joking. Those are like, I need them.
Cuter when he had no teeth, but
I need those uppers.
Kendall, you said you're watching a new show. What are you watching?
Well, it's very depressing, but it's on HBO called Atlanta, about the child murders, and Veronica, you might not want to watch. Child murders in Atlanta in the early 80s. It's like a very well-made documentary series.
How many episodes is it?
They release it week by week, and there's 3 right now, so wait I think there's 5 total. But I love documentaries. Ben is always like, can we not watch a depressing, scary documentary tonight? And I
It's
say,
based off a podcast too, huh?
No, it's based off real.
Well, yeah, but there's a podcast that they based
Yeah, it
on.
is. Yes, and Ben actually could listen to it. So
I
that's
listened to
probably
the
another
first
reason
one, but it's up.
why. Okay.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
All right.
It's a really good podcast, and probably a better television show.
I'm sure there's a lot of acting involved.
It'll be in the works. Just quick, will get it.
Kevin Hart will play the murderer.
All right. Let's go to the next one.
The children.
So M started a new workout.
He's too tall.
M started a new workout.
Absolutely not. I'm looking for it on the thing.
No?
Now, how long do we have to do the workout for?
Just started. That I had you in mind when I wrote this one.
2 days. No, 3 days? 2 days.
This game's rigged. Whatever.
Does yard work count?
Rigor Morris, girl.
Rigor Morris.
Who's Morris?
Yard work counts, Ver.
Okay, then I got it.
All right. Good deal.
Mine didn't work out.
I used to bike sometimes whenever Tony would invite me, but that was literally the only time I would go cycling. But now I have been going 3 times a week, and so does that count as a new workout?
Nice.
Wait, to where?
So I live right off that trail that you took me down. I remember going down to like the break.
Oh yeah. Okay.
This
So I live
reminds
right
me
off
of
that
that
trail.
documentary I was telling you about.
So I like go down to that
So they
trail.
found all the kids.
Go up the trail like past TSU. Like up to like Edo, and then there's like a weird like turn thing, and then going back to my house. That's 9 miles, so it's like a quick like 40-minute bike.
He's giving a big hint, guys, for all you single men listening. He's like, yeah, every Thursday at 5, I'll go down to Turn down the trail alone.
Just let me know my bike route in case you wanted to like hop in. You know what I'm saying?
Pop in, wink, wink.
And then the new workout happens.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the real workout.
He studies way too many murders to think that's what's going to happen.
Watch going the whole time, so you can count all the calories.
Exactly.
They'll see it spike.
The watch going. Well, no, because that's like off of like episode 2 of Our Spoopy Podcast, where Jeffrey Dahmer like tried to
Stalk the runner like every day he ran.
Yeah, stalk the runner. So that's not funny.
All right. Next one.
Podcast is ruining that.
Well, hopefully you've done this next one, or haven't done this next one. Had more than 1 day without showering. So that is M had more than 1 day without showering. No one wants to admit to that.
I haven't
If I've
gone
gone 3 days and I've crossed out 3 boxes.
I don't think I've went without showering at least twice.
Yeah, that's me.
In your life or in quarantine?
No, during quarantine, because I get up and like walk the dog and shower before I go to work, and then almost every night I ride my bike, and so I shower after that.
Well, all right.
Well, back when I wasn't working out, I was definitely avoiding showering. Not showering. So that was me. Unless going over to his house, to the shower.
I don't believe you.
All right.
Jeez.
Next one.
Do I really have to?
That's just normal.
From
Next one. M cried. Have you cried during quarantine?
My eyes got moist.
Moist.
So is there a reason for crying or just cried, period?
Well, cried, period. Have you cried for a reason?
Yeah, I cried last week when I found out that Parks and Rec was having a reunion. Oh my God. I legit cried.
I may have shed a tear during the Schitt's Creek finale. Oh, a little tear.
Yeah.
Many little tears.
Just one. Just one.
He was bawling. He cried harder than me.
Oh, please. You were crying from the time the credits rolled at the beginning.
I cried the episode before, too.
The penultimate episode?
And the episode before.
Okay. All right. So H commented on a social media post.
Guilty. Sure did.
Kendall, what you telling people on social media?
You don't want to know. No, normally I used to be really good about not commenting. Like, let me just let crazy be crazy. But there's so much crazy going on right now. Sometimes I need to bounce in and be like, hey guys, on Fox News. Let me tell you something real quick.
My neighborhood has this like Facebook group, and like, you know, people post something about, oh, you know, this is like going on now, like the mandatory mask order or blah, blah, blah. Or like, oh, Abbott's going to open up. And so everybody is so like one way or the other. Then people are like, oh my God, thank God. People are like, this is un-American. Back and forth.
There's like no middle ground for people.
So are you commenting on that?
I don't really comment. The only thing I posted was when the mask order came, I was like, oh my God, I don't know. I don't have any masks. And so I just posted on there like, hey, is anybody making masks? And there's like a lot of artists in my neighborhood. And so there's a lot of artists like making and selling masks.
But even that started a big uproar because Ben told you where you should go get a mask. And someone was like, they're charging too much and it's a go-to. And I was like, oh my God, you can't even recommend a mask
and then Ben was mean to her. He's like, shut up, Mary. I was like, oh my God.
And then he got off the computer and hit me. He was just still so mad.
Not true. Not true. He didn't hit you. All right. E.
That's why now it's such a big deal.
Well, maybe he would have if he would have done this next one. E. Downed a bottle of wine in one night.
Absolutely a box.
Every Tuesday night with you guys.
It's like an 8 or 9 pack of beer count as a bottle of wine.
Sure. Oh, that's right. You're not in the
Since
wine.
I'm in my beer phase.
2 bottles. It's just not as classy.
Yeah. All right.
Well, you know, I'm anything but classy. So
next one is.
Since I'm not going to win anyway, I'm giving myself credit for that.
There you go. Do it.
I drank the alcohol equivalent. It just wasn't wine.
I would agree. I thought maybe you'd slipped a bottle of wine in there, but you're definitely in a beer phase right now, so I get it. All right. H downloaded TikTok.
What if we had it before the quarantine?
All right, we'll count that.
No, because then you didn't do it during the quarantine.
No.
Download TikTok.
It's just like, what if we were cool before the quarantine?
What if
It's the real question.
None of y'all have.
Is TikTok different?
I'm going to go ahead and take it off anyway.
Is TikTok any different than?
Refuses to teach me how to use it. He's like, no, Mom, just what an ass.
No TikTok for you.
Yeah.
So wait, none of you guys have.
Hey, Veronica, are you on Twitter?
No, not yet. No.
Don't do it.
Don't get
That's
on
how
there.
I am about Twitter.
Don't.
I'm like, I tried it, and I'm like, I'm not cool enough for this. I got to get off.
Don't get on Twitter.
You guys haven't gotten an X yet?
No.
I got one to
No,
make
I
an
have.
X.
I have one more,
All right.
One to make an X.
I've got 4 across the.
and I haven't done it, so I think I lose.
Okay. E baked cookies.
That's the one I needed.
Yes.
So you want
And you did not do it?
I haven't baked cookies, so.
Oh, you haven't.
I baked a cake,
Oh.
but I haven't. But or not last night. I cooked it with Aaron.
All right. Baked
Challenge.
cookies? No? Veronica, you haven't baked cookies?
I haven't baked anything at all.
Oh, Veronica, I have a question for you. Were you a big?
I'll tell you that. Huh?
Were you a big cook for the family before this?
No.
And now you have to be, or what are y'all eating now?
5 times a week. We eat out 3 to 7 times a week.
Well, now what do you do?
Oh, no, now I cook all the time. I cook all day, all the time. I'm actually cooking right now.
Looks yummy.
Me too.
I'm making some spaghetti. And
Ooh.
so it's like, and so I cook all day. I'm like, I feel like I've been washing the same damn dishes every single day. It's like never-ending cycle.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Those
We
hateful
never
dishes.
ran the dishwasher as much as we have during the quarantine.
Every
It must
day.
go like every 2 days.
It's crazy.
Same here. I run it like twice a week, and before I would go like 3 weeks without running it.
Yeah.
What is this?
So you are running during the quarantine.
It's going outside too.
Always outside.
All right. Next one. Oh, has 10 rolls of toilet paper or more.
I got it.
I do.
Oh, nice.
Bingo.
Does that mean you won one?
Bingo?
Yeah.
Good job.
Good job, Spoopy. I didn't rig that. Now it seems like it's rigged.
I know.
Rick and Morris.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Well, see,
Well,
Rick
there's
couldn't
already had
My first
TikTok, but
time
then he
on.
checked it off anyways. It was rigged.
Right? We knew.
Yeah, I know.
Biggest thing.
Nobody else was gonna get it except me. Except Veronica, you downloaded TikTok, but just me and Veronica, us two only.
I don't know. Maybe Tony
Why
did.
if I just fucking bake cookies?
Exactly.
I thought maybe Tony would have downloaded TikTok to meet one of the younger boys or something.
Ooh.
I did.
You can't
Somebody
even
posted
download
a
Twitter.
TikTok video on Facebook, and I shared it with some friends, like in a group text or group message. And my friend Natalie, she goes, "Oh, I just love that you downloaded TikTok." And I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't. It was on Facebook."
And I thought they were supposed to be fun. I didn't know that they could make you cry. I like half the time I'm like wiping my tears, and I'm like, what?
Oh no, that's too real. Too real.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
bro.
like, this is only 15 seconds, right?
You're not following the right people, though. You don't follow those people.
Yeah, don't follow.
Would
that.
someone young tell me how it's different from combined?
It's not.
Different from what, Kendall?
Combined.
It's not really. Vine was
We'll
like
take
the max count,
the
like
offline time.
20 seconds.
And can someone tell me what this new thing called MySpace is?
It ruins lives. Don't do it.
But you get to pick your Beady Beady Bum Bum song to play.
Oh, every time they're on your page.
And pick your top 5.
Memories. Well, Spencer won, and that feels like I said. It feels like I've now rigged the game, which I did not.
Totally rigged.
But you know, the real winner is Veronica.
Yep.
For surviving all those.
For surviving.
Nails.
Veronica,
Yes.
we love you. We're glad you came.
Yes, Veronica.
Thank you for the invite.
For joining us, Alex is going to give you a $50 gift card for joining us today.
Oh.
Woohoo!
Well, awesome.
'cause
But
when we
would
were-
it be totally cool? Huh? Would it be totally cool if we kind of like did a match thing where we donated to the first aid responders?
That'd be cute.
Let's do that.
Love that.
So you're going to take my $50 and then you're going to match $50 and we're going to give it to first responders?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it away like that.
All right. Oh,
Yeah.
girl, she got money.
Chris,
Love it.
quarantine money. Woo.
That's-
Someone
Yeah,
said
they
a lot of
deserve
Angry
it.
Orchards.
They deserve it. They're the ones out there. I get to be home on my bum, and they get to be out there risking lives. So totally,
Cool.
let's do that.
I like that.
Well, I
It's very
appreciate that.
noble and sweet.
So we're gonna get $100 over to first responders via some meal. If it's cool, the Greater Houston LGBT Chamber of Commerce is doing they're doing a program where you work through the chamber members' restaurants, and then they prepare the meals and deliver it to first responders. So we'll do that, huh?
Cool. Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Awesome.
Well, thank you, and Dr. Garza,
Nice.
for your contribution.
Yeah, my husband. I'll let him know about it later.
All good. Well, cool. I know you're busy. You're showing us what it's like to be a super mom in quarantine, making meals and taking care of kiddos. So thanks for joining us. It was fun to see you and hanging out with you, sis. Thanks for the cups, by the way, and all your support. We appreciate you being a great ally and having a lot of fun with us today. So thank you.
Awesome.
All right.
Good to see you, Veronica. I love you.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
For the marathon.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, we're doing that in December, provided we can get back to normal. So be ready for that. Tony and I are
By
signed
December,
up. So,
yes.
yeah. All right. We'll let you sign off, or we got a couple of other items to take care of. And yeah. Cool. And thank you for your
Sounds
gift.
good.
We appreciate it. Thanks for the
Bye, Veronica.
donation. All right. Bye.
Problem. As in the words of Selena, hasta luego, ciao.
Perfect. Bye.
Super cool.
Cutie.
Fun.
Love
fun,
her.
fun.
Look.
That's adorable.
Well, that was a fun little sassy hour, girls. So what's our spoopy boys?
She gets a wolf.
What's she gets a wolf? She gets a what?
She gets a wolf from Tony,
A wolf.
A woof.
which is the highest compliment. A
You have to
wolf.
say it like woof.
Tony,
I'm impatient, so mine's more like wolf.
Tony, you know
But
you
then it sounds like negative. We're like, what?
Tony,
I'm like, what?
you know you have all the folks on social media saying wolf all the time.
Yes.
Trendsetter.
His
Yeah.
wolf pack.
You trendsetter.
Wolf pack! That's what his little followers are called now, the wolf pack.
The wolf pack. Oh my god.
His wolf pups.
The wolf. Do you want to be a wolf pup? Oh my god.
You
I
need
could
to
be Carol Bass exotic, but have my like S&M like rant over all these young boys.
and instead of roofies, you slip them sardine oil.
Instead of sardine oil, from roofies.
Wolfies.
Oh my
That's what you
gosh. Oh, you guys are too much. Too
I
much.
like this, Kendall. I'm gonna start thinking about it.
His little woofies.
Would you like to be in my wolf pack?
You can be wolf
You can be my alpha wolf.
until you're like graduate to a daddy wolf.
Daddy wolf. Mm-mm. All right.
Terrible.
So what do you?
You would want the omega though, because you always feel sorry for people. You would be so hot for that omega wolf.
Uh-oh. There goes Kennedy. Thanks. Just kidding. So, all right. Well, let's wrap this sassy hour up. Our Spoopy Podcast. What's going on with you guys this week?
Marching towards the year anniversary, we'll have something special planned. Just a little something.
Just a little casual. What is squeaking?
Sorry, that's Morky. Hold on.
That's Morky.
Letting her out.
Yeah, so we are up to the full 1 year. So we are two weeks away from our 52nd episode, since we never took a break for season 2. So we're going to start season 2 after the first full year, which is wonderful. I'm super excited. So me and Spencer have been going to town doing our research for our excellent episode for you guys. So the week prior, we'll come out with some new content for you guys, let you know on social media, to let you know what's coming up and what to be expecting for that, and to get you prepared for it. But we are very excited for that. The listener new episode, our 49th episode, is out. Spencer, what did you name that episode?
The last one?
Yeah.
My Lady Betrays.
My Lady Betrays. That's the one.
Because Chris can't say the name Beatrice.
And I also can't say any words of ever. So So my topic was acid bath murder in England back in the 1950s. So take a listen to that. Spencer, what was your topic? Oh. Put you on the spot.
It was about something very near and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
It was about the Fort Worth 3.
Yeah,
who are still missing, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's missing since 1974. So
yeah, and you said they were in their 60s now, right?
They would be in their. One of them would be in their 60s. The rest would be in their late 50s.
Absolutely, yeah. So that episode is out now. Came out on Sunday, so give it a listen. And of course, where can they find us on social media, Spencer?
That's Our Spoopy Podcast at ourspoopypodcast.com, Our Spoopy Podcast on Instagram, Our Spoopy on Twitter, and Our Spoop on Facebook. You want to drop us a line? Check us out at ourspoopypodcast@gmail.com.
Absolutely.
All right,
You
absolutely.
want us to sign up now, or do you want to wait until afterwards?
Wait a bit. So this week on Let's Talk About Gay Stuff, we're talking about Lord John Brown. He was the CEO of BP who was being outed, and so he had to wasn't forced out, but he kind of was, just because you can't be gay in oil and gas or in corporate America. So you can, but you can't. And so we talked about him. We talked about Jason Collins coming out story. So he was the NBA player who came out. So he was the first out gay man to come out in any of the 4 major sports in the U.S. And then we talked about the Lavender Menace, which was about the lesbians trying to get their voice heard in the feminist movement, so the Now movement. So they were part of that. So that's that. That's this week, and then next week, if you're so inclined, another marathon episode. We're talking about Billie Jean King, Christine Jorgensen, and Lance Bass. So it'll be a fun episode for sure. All of the fun. All of the things. So, yeah. So that's what we got going on. Let's talk about gay stuff. So, Our Spoopy, you guys want to sign us off?
Oh, yeah. We'd love to tell people to get spoopy with it.
And from the guys at Let's Talk About Gay Stuff, we're here.
We're queer.
Get used to it.
Cheers, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Yes, thanks for coming to Sassy Hour.
Thanks for another fun Sassy Hour. Support local businesses. Bye, y'all.
Bye.